there, and me and Bobby Joe came, like, we continue making out, but like, there's a video, and I don't know if the video is that, we believe that the police have it. So Larry comes back about maybe 4:30, maybe a little bit, later, could possibly like a little bit earlier. And when he comes back, he's knocking on the door. Somebody goes to answer the door. It wasn't me. I think it could have been Monica. I'm not sure. So when Larry comes in the house, he's he's acting very nervous. He had a scratch on his face. So I'm like, yeah, bro, what's up? Like, the first thing you asked me, you woke up, like, look, man, what time is it? So he's like, listen, man, such and such happened. And she's looking, because my mom had came into the room, and she's like irate. She's like, listen, if y'all want to go to sleep, go to sleep. Like, y'all shouldn't be up. I don't even know if she even knew, like, what was really going on, except for, like, Larry, why you come back, at this house, which is not her house, at this time of morning. So y'all can either go in and go to sleep, or y'all can leave. So we would go outside and talk, and that's when he tells me that, he shot this guy. So listen, man, he went out there to, like, meet, this guy. He said his godfather stood him up. He wasn't at the place. Godfather was the guy from Georgia that was supposed to go. So he said, such and such, this guy pretty much, he had stood me up. So I had to go out there, because I don't let me out there, like, as far as just kind of let me hang it. He said, so I had to go out there, and this dude tried to funny. He tried me, and I ended up having a shooter. So, to be honest with you, I thought he was lying. I didn't even believe. I thought it was like, okay, it's a practical joke. When we do that, like, we've been doing that since we were kids, like, elaborate practical jokes. And I had never seen him scared before, except for, when he had problems with his father. But other than that, I never seen him scared. So we get in the car, and we go out to the hotel, which is the Quality Inn Hotel, which was near. It's about maybe 100 yards, less than 100 yards from the intersection of 95 and 74, which is where they're saying that he was murdered at. When we get out there, there's an abandoned store beside the hotel. And I don't know how much detail you're going to go into with this, but, beside this store, there's a car. It's a red Lexus. So we get out of his car, we get into the Lexus, he's driving, he pulls right around the store, drives closer to the hotel. It's an area that has bushes, and there's pictures of this on file of this area. So they knew, somebody told them, because it wasn't me, because I never told the police anything about that. So somebody had to be Larry told them exactly what had happened, because there were pictures they were taking. There were like bushes, maybe a ditch or a canal, like an indentation in that area, and there was a body there. So we got the car, and he goes back to his car. He gets a quilt or blanket type of material out of his trunk. Basically takes the body, put it on the blanket, and then remove the body. Where to take it at. And so I'm thinking, like, we were actually about where this happened at. We were actually about maybe 2 or 3 miles from the bridge over the Lumbee River. So I didn't know he said putting it in the water. I assumed that's where he was going. Instead, he gets on Highway 74. Like I said, which is nowhere from this place. It's like less than 100 yards. He gets on Highway 74, makes a right, which means we're driving west, and it goes straight to Lawrenceburg, North Carolina, which is like 30 minutes away. Maybe a little bit more, maybe 40 minutes away from Lumberton. But of course, he's driving fast. When we get to Lawrenceburg, he kind of cuts through Lawrenceburg, and we end up in a place like, I've never been in this place before, but it's a mile from the trailer plant that he worked at with the sheriff's son. Like, that was the base of the operation with the trailer plant. And I don't know if the trailer plant's in Lawrenceburg, but we were in South Carolina technically. We was like maybe 100 yards or so from the North Carolina South Carolina border. And we got out the car, and they kind of backed the car up to like this very low, I want to say a bridge, but technically it was on a bridge, but it's like a cement railing type of thing. He backs the car up there, don't get out the car, untie the trunk, unprop the trunk, because he had to put like a rubber tie in the locking portion of the trunk and pull it down, because I guess the size of the trunk was not big enough to allow him to completely close the trunk. But he gets out, and we take the body, and we put the body in the water. I didn't, never got a good look at the face. He was just really wasn't thinking. I was thinking, let's get out of this area that we're in, where you say you shot this guy. And I don't, he told me it happened like a couple of hours earlier. But I didn't know what was going on. Like, I didn't know police was lurking behind, a hotel room getting sprayed out, waiting. I don't know what's going on. So I just really wasn't thinking.
Like, share, and subscribe. I'm here to talk about the death of Michael Jeffrey Jordan's father. I'd like to read 2 to maybe 3 articles about this man, because I'm on AI Google Overview, and I was just finished watching, stories about him, because I get so sick and tired of hearing about he say, she say bullshit that don't make no goddamn sense at all, for crying out loud, y'all. They're trying to say the Italian mob has something to do with the murder of Michael Jeffrey Jordan's father, and they also wanted to use in their argument that Michael Jordan's gambling problems was the leading cause of his father's death as a debt that he owed. Now, let me go to AI Google Overview, and I typed in what was the cause of death of Michael Jordan's father. Okay, and this is what it says. I'm about to read this shit to y'all right now. James Jordan, the father of Michael Jordan, died from a single gunshot wound to the chest on July 23rd, 1993. He was killed in a random act of violence during a carjacking while napping in his car along a North Carolina highway. Daniel Green and Larry Demery were convicted of the murder and received life sentences. Key details regarding the incident: cause of death, a single gunshot wound to the chest, date and location, July 23rd, 1993, near Lumberton, North Carolina. So let me go type in something else, y'all. Let me see. The death of Michael Jordan's father. Okay, Mr. James Jordan, rest in peace, bro. James Jordan Sr. This is another article, I'm sorry, on the AI Google Overview. I apologize. I'm a little tongue-tied right now. James Jordan Sr., the father of NBA legend Michael Jordan, was murdered on July 23rd, 1993, at the age of 56. The killing occurred during a carjacking as he was napping in his car on the side of the highway in Lumberton, North Carolina. Details of the incident: the murder. James Jordan was driving home from a funeral when he pulled over on the U.S. Highway 74 to rest. He was shot once in the chest while sleeping in his red Lexus. Discovery: his body was discovered 11 days later on August the 3rd, 1993, in a South Carolina swamp. Damn. They put his body in a swamp water, sure. It's messed up, yo. Due to severe decomposition, he was initially perceived as a John Doe and cemented before being identified through dental records and fingerprints. The suspects, 2 18-year-olds, Larry Demery and Daniel Green, were arrested. They stole a car and several personal items, including NBA championship rings. Damn, how many rings they stole? I repeat that. 2 suspects, 2 18-year-olds, Larry Demery and Daniel Green, were arrested. They stole a car and several personal items, including NBA championship rings gifted by Michael Jordan. Convictions and legal developments. Sentencing: both men were
just as guilty as the next nigga that's pulling the trigger.
Larry Demery granted parole in 2020 with an initial release date in August of 2023, but his parole was later revoked due to prison infractions. Daniel Green remains imprisoned. In October 2024, Gregory Weeks, the judge who presided over the original 1996 trial, petitioned in the North Carolina Parole Board for Green's release. Weeks cited a forensic blood analyst's failure to disclose inconclusive test results that could have impacted the verdict. Impact on Michael Jordan. The tragedy profoundly affected Michael Jordan's contributions to his sudden first retirement from the NBA in October 1993. Pause real quick. Now, on TikTok, right? TikTok always talking these algorithms like, well, Michael Jordan was a big time gambler. Michael Jordan had all these big time debts. Michael Jordan had a severe bad gambling problem. Michael Jordan always betting all the time. Around out loud, Michael Jordan would bet over basketball takes when it comes to shooting paper balls in the trash can. Well, alright, they might be true. Okay? It might be true. Michael Jordan had a severe bad gambling problem. But Michael Jordan is rich. Now, what I end up doing, right, I typed in, what was the motive of killing MJ's dad? The motive for killing James Jordan, Michael Jordan's father, on July 23rd, 1993, was a robbery convicted killers. Larry Dimley and Daniel Green targeted him while he was sleeping in his car on a North Carolina highway, stealing his Lexus and personal items, including NBA championship rings. Key details regarding the motive. Targeted robbery. Prosecutors argued that the perpetrators did not know the victim was Michael Jordan's father initially, but targeted him to rob him. Stolen items. Suspects, the ages of 18-year-old Daniel Green and 17-year-old Larry Dimley, stole the red Lexus and other personal items, including NBA championships, rings gifted by Michael Jordan. Botched crime. According to testimony, the plan was to rob them, but it escalated to murder when Jordan's father woke up. Conflicting stories, while Dimley testified that Green was the gunman. Green has claimed that he was not present for the shooting, but admitted to helping dispose the body. Both men were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison.
Right.
Dimley was granted parole in 2020. That's the extra footage off of this debacle. So I just gave you 3 different scenarios of the situation of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And before I go, let me see something. Let me type in Google, what's the mob involved in Michael Jordan's murder? Now I want to see what this has to say. It's going to be a total shit show because it's going to get debunked. That's one thing I don't like about he say, she say, yeah. Like I said, nigga, that's one thing I don't like about he say, she say, yo. Y'all don't be knowing what the hell they be talking about, nigga. I just found the shit. Like I said, like I've been telling y'all niggas before, man. Michael Jordan's father, James Jordan, was not killed by the mob, but rather in 1993 robbery by 2 teenagers, Daniel Green and Larry Dimley, who shot him while he was sleeping in his car. While conspiracy theories have calculated a 1996 NBA championship on Father's Day. Oh man, so I know he was emotional that day. Jordan has largely refrained from public comments on the killers, stating he prefers not to know their reasons as why they would do such a thing. He said it's meaningless for him to know. Well, my final thoughts on this bullshit. Look, man, I know that everybody out there have been watching Michael Jordan since he's been playing basketball. And where he got his certain characteristics from. He admired his daddy, he loved his daddy. If it wasn't for his dad and his mom, Michael Jordan wouldn't be the type of person he is today with his swag and all that shit. Especially his business savvy. You feel me? With his shoe market and all that shit. My final thoughts on this bullshit. If people don't know anything about the stories and articles of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, I need y'all to do your research instead of just speculating and just going what's inside your heart. Just do the legwork like I just described to y'all, you know what I'm saying? And most likely, you're going to see exactly what I see. And for the people that sit up here and say that the mob has something to do with this bullshit, I advise y'all to do your research instead of just speculating and just going by he say, she say, because the only person that's going to look wrong is the people that's giving out the misinformation. And this is all I got to say about the situation about Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I'm sorry for your loss, bro. I know how important he was to you, especially when you won the first NBA championship. That was a monumental moment right there on television, especially actually witness you actually holding the championship and crying, especially while your dad was right there. That was very memorable, especially when I was young watching it as a child. And that's how I feel about this bullshit ass debacle about Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Rest in peace, Mr. James Jordan. You know what I mean? And that's all I got to say about that. And I'm gone.
If you reach for my chain, I'm going to send your ass to God. Don't ask me about my pieces or you will see Jesus. I'm just letting you know, if you so happen to look at my chain, I'm going to blow your ass off. If you so happen to ask, bro, Hero, can I touch your chain? I'm going to blow your ass off. If you so happen to just stare at my chain, I'm going to blow your ass off.